Good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is Tavern Talks here on Tabletop Misfits. You can see I am in charge once again. I have control of everything here at the tavern. James is out. Beaker's in charge. Anyway, joining me tonight, I have my co-host, Jacob, one of our fellow Misfits. And up above, we have our lovely guests, Legends of Tabletop. Before we get into anything, I do want to give a couple of shout outs to our sponsors, all that fun stuff, and then we can really dive into everything. So, sponsors. We were just talking about all the music that we were listening to because it's great atmosphere music. So, first off, I want to thank our friends over at Monument Studios for letting us show off their Fantasy Plus app and their huge library of background music and sound effects and all this fun stuff, because I know we've been using it a lot between Tavern Talks and Dress to Quest and Power Rangers and Night of the Worm. It's been great. So, if you want your chance to use it, go to their website and use the code MISFIT, and you'll get 30% off your purchase for the Fantasy Plus app, or you get 3 months free. One of the two. That's it. Write it down. If you want Math Rocks, and I know we've already got a dice goblin in our midst, go check out our friends over at CanadianDice.ca. Use the code MISFIT15 and you'll get 15% off your order. They got great looking dice over there. Really pretty. You want a shirt with either the Beaker Builds logo or the Tabletop Misfits logo, go check out our friend over at DungeonGrandmaster.com. And last but not least, we have Last Hope Printing. They have been gracious enough to give us a wonderful discount code. If you use Misfit, you get 40% off your purchase. 40. That's almost half off your order. Go check them out at lasthopeminiatures.com. And yeah, because that's what I use to paint. It's great, honestly. So, got that all out of the way. Our lovely guest up above. If you care to introduce yourselves, please.
You go, Jonathan.
Oh, me first. Hi, I'm Jonathan. I am from Legends of the Tabletop. We are an actual play and podcast D&D group. I am currently a player on the table. I just finished being the DM for our most recent one-shots. I think we did like 10 of them. It was super fun. My table was awesome. We killed some things and made some memories.
Hi everyone, I am Sarah, also from Legends of the Tabletop. I play in our campaigns, in our one-shots. I'm currently playing as Genevieve Quinrell in the World of Novamir in our anthology series. I'm also the nerd behind all of our social media, and if you reach out to us about anything, usually I'm the one that responds to. So hello to everyone, and we're super excited to be here tonight with Tabletop Misfits.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. And, it's going to be really great because we've got two guests, so we can ask the same question twice and fill up twice the amount of time with the same questions.
You might get the same answer.
Yeah, I was going to say, we promised not to have the same answer, and we just already did.
No.
So.
Damn it.
Here we go.
Ah, man, you're ruining the vibe now.
Sorry. I'll log off. It's
You guys
fine.
both got to talk at the exact same time, and they always have to be answers that match up.
With the same gestures, Jonathan. Come on.
Listen,
Yes.
we've known each other for a really long time. That's quite possible.
Perfect. So, here's how we're going to start this out. How long have y'all been playing? Dungeons and Dragons, tabletop, whatever. How long have y'all been playing?
Not long enough.
Okay, that's a good answer.
I grew up watching my cousins play D&D, and I was always a little jealous and wanted to sit on their table, but I didn't start playing until probably 2020, 2021, somewhere around there.
Okay.
So I'm a newbie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is like the same answer. So, I consider myself a COVID baby. I got into D&D when the world shut down for 2 weeks. That turned into a couple years. And so Sarah's cousin was gracious enough to say, hey, we're all in a bubble together. You want to try playing some D&D? And I said, I'm a really cool guy that likes sports, so I'm going to pass. And he was like, no, try it once. it'll be fun. And I said, okay, sure. So I sat down, we made one character. I played once, and I was like, I need to do this every day for the rest of my life. And so 2021, I kind of dropped every other hobby I'd ever had and decided I need to learn D&D and tabletop games and see what this is all about.
Okay. I don't feel like I am the youngest when it comes to tabletop now, because I kind of started about a decade ago myself. And that was mainly just watching Critical Role and then finding some local game shop, and I found a table, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jonathan was instantly obsessed. It grew on me, and now I love it. But
Okay, so what? I guess, how can I frame this the right way? What really hooked you about it? So you've been playing for 5 years now, or so, give or take. What really hooked you into this?
for me, it's definitely the camaraderie and the just connectivity, hanging out with my friends and getting to use my imagination. It's the using crazy voices, making up characters. I love going deep dive into backstories, to little details of my characters. That is what draws me in and keeps me coming back. I love that aspect of the game.
So we're gonna have the same exact answers all night. So this is gonna be really, really terrible
No,
for
no
you
fun,
guys.
Jonathan.
The mechanics. You like building characters.
I absolutely love building characters. It's so much fun to build a character and not that you're min-maxing, but you're trying to be as good at the thing that you want to be good at as possible. But I love the camaraderie. Well, one of the greatest things in that first interaction was watching a group of established friends sit down on a table and just have fun with each other. So it was like Sarah, her cousin, and then 4 of his closest friends. And the banter between them was amazing to see, be able to throw digs at each other, but playfully, and then come together as a group and, figure something out against this dungeon master. That was so amazing. I never, yes, you have that in sports where you're teammates and you're working together as a goal, but to do that in a non-sports arena was absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, I love building characters. I love min-maxing ish. I love rolling dice. I love the chance, the illusion of choice sometimes that a DM gives you. All those things are so much fun. It's so wrapped up and so well packaged that each aspect of role playing and the fighting and the adventure, and it's just so wonderfully put together that it's nothing that I've ever experienced before. So it was super fun. I can remember, that first week, I think I went like you were like, oh, Critical Role, this is cool. Let me look into this. I immediately went to YouTube and was like, how do I play Dungeons and Dragons? And I stumbled across Dungeon Dudes, and then just sat there and watched them explain every class and all these abilities. And it's just so exciting to say, the world is your oyster. Whatever you can imagine is almost possible with a build that you choose. So, that's just, it blows me away every single time.
Yeah.
Every character I make, I'm like, I can't believe, I haven't played this class before, and I want to play this class for the rest of my life. And then I get into a new class, I'm like, wait a minute, nope, this is even better. I love being a bard. That's my first character, was a bard. And I was like, I'm very charismatic as a person. I like to talk. I like to show off. I like to be the center of attention. So playing a bard, yeah.
Classic bard.
I flirted with the DM the entire time, and he was like, please, this is awkward. And then I got into a cleric, and I was like, oh my goodness, the cleric's so fantastic. And then I've played a fighter, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so fantastic. There's just so much there for us to explore that, I think for the rest of my life, I can continue to build a new character and each time fall in something different.
No, that's.
Have you multi-classed at all yet?
Yeah, I played with multi-classing a little bit. I think I did multi-classing with. I've done it with I think a rogue. So what was it? Like a fighter rogue, so I could get sneak attack damage on stuff. Yeah, there's so much there.
No, that's awesome. So, okay, this is kind of like the third question that we generally ask. What is it that made you jump from being a player and then jump behind the screen to be the GM?
So Sarah hasn't jumped behind the screen.
All the power Jonathan wants.
No, it's not. So it's
just kidding.
The necessity. To be able to get a group together, someone has to DM. And I think everyone enjoys being a player. I think everyone enjoys being the hero, or the hero that they've created for themselves. And so when the necessity of I still want to play, but no one's going to DM, that meant that I had to jump behind the screen. And it was a home game that, I think my very first time jumping behind the DM screen, we actually did like a Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I love Star Wars, so it's like great. And
that was fun.
Now that I look back on it, I'm like, I was the worst GM of all time because I just didn't know what I didn't know. But you learn, and if you have groups that allow you to grow as a DM instead of being like, hey, I need Matt Mercer behind that screen. It's like, you're not getting Matt Mercer.
Bargain bin Matt Mercer over there.
But the necessity of someone running the game and being organized and, getting a group together every couple weeks to play is what put me behind the screen. And I love it. It's stressful. Like I hate it because leading up to that week, I'm probably not prepared. And the day before, I'm trying to write notes and think of the things that happened last and think of a nice twist or something else to give the characters to move forward on. But now that I've done it, I probably DM for like 2.5 years now. And I will say this is like a huge reveal right now. So you guys are the first people to hear this. I get to hand over the reins for campaign 2 to one of the other players on our table. And he DM'd for me privately, and I fell in love with his storytelling. And I felt like it was so comfortable. It was needed. Not that I'm a bad DM, but he was better. And so I said, hey, do you want to DM campaign 2? And he said, yeah, sure. So I'm still writing. We do a homebrew. So we've created our own world. I have a person I write with, and we've, fleshed out a continent, which is something you should never do. If you look at like any person that ever tells you to DM, they say you start small, start in a town.
Well, you've been writing for years.
And I was like, I started with a continent,
yeah.
and then I tried to fill an entire continent of content. So I did it with a friend, and so we have this beautiful world that we've created. With our own gods and our own patrons and 50, 60 cities and different areas to explore. And now I get to hand that over to someone else and watch them be fantastic. So I think we all DM out of need, out of necessity. But there are people that are born DMs, and kudos to those people because it's a challenge. It's a job more than it is, just playing the game.
I have not yet DM'd. However, I may be DMing a game for Flintlock and Fog coming up on our channel, which I'm really terrified about, but also really excited because I don't know if either of you have followed along or had the chance to watch any of their content, but it's a really exciting game. And we did a Western, a one-shot a few months ago, and I played just to test it out, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm very nervous, but I'm going to DM one of their games for David.
So I want to jump the gun because I actually have a friend of you guys and a friend of mine that actually sent me a question for you guys.
Oh.
That is, what do you guys think about your DM screen?
Oh, the DM screen. Funny you should ask. I love our DM screen. We were super excited to get it. We had been using one before that was perfect and it was great. And then we met Jonathan and another Jonathan, and we had him do a custom DM screen for us. And it is beautiful. It has our logo on it. It has magnetic strips on the back. It's really nice. And I'm probably going to reach out to him about a customized dice tray for campaign 2. So, yeah.
He asked me because he's actually talked about that game, the Western that y'all
the
played
Flintlock and
a lot.
Fog. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. Yeah.
And so I was like, I know, because he's one of my players too. And
Oh, really?
He actually brought up, or I brought it up to him that I was having you guys on. I said, hey, you got any good questions? He goes, ask him about the DM screen.
Yeah, we love our DM screen. It's really nice.
Absolutely
we get compliments
love
on it all the time, and I'm really excited to get my little custom dice tray from him for campaign 2.
It's exciting. It's very exciting. Yeah, I will say, after having just recently done this for the first time, Sarah, when you get to be a GM, it does it changes things in a good way. It's nerve-wracking, but it changes things in a good way. That first session is going to be your most nerve-wracking one, and then once you do that, it's like cakewalk.
Cool.
Especially with the right table, because we just wrapped up our Power Rangers Guardians of the Grid.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
This was like a twofold first for me. So it was my first long form campaign. It's first time GMing, all live.
Oh, wow.
So I actually got to grow over these 10 episodes, grow as a GM, and just kind of, ride that bike and run up that mountain of being a GM in front of everybody. So if I can do it, I'm sure you can do it. Anybody can do it.
I hope so. We'll see. They've been really generous, and David has said we'll have some sessions, him and I, to go over everything. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted, but hopefully it'll be coming out next year.
The biggest thing is, if the players are having fun, you win D&D. That's it.
True. We have a really good table as well, so we're fortunate.
I've had to keep telling myself, it's like, all right, I don't think I did that great, but everyone had fun. I still win.
Yeah, you're right, because there have been sessions that we've played privately, like Jonathan said when he first started DMing, and he was like, oh, I think I just bombed that, and everyone had a great time. We all had fun, and that's a success. We didn't know. We had a great time. That was a success in our eyes, and so that's what's important. That's what you were saying. That if your players have fun, that's what it's all about.
Yep.
Yeah. So just remember that, and you'll do great.
Did y'all have anything moving forward as a DM that you may have seen that you wanted better than maybe like another person that you've played with?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Like, okay, well, I'll tell you personally, like for me, I had a lot of crappy DMs because I actually have 20 plus years of experience as a player and a GM. You don't have to do that. But like one of the things that pushed me into really wanting to be a good DM and everything was because I had a lot of crappy ones, and I was like, I don't want to be that way.
So I think I've been blessed with really, really good GMs. Most of the people that have, ran games for me have had tons of experience. Sarah's cousin grew up in Dungeons and Dragons, so he was like, oh yeah, I started playing when I was 11.
Like in Pampers, he was really nice.
He's like 30 something now. So I've had the opportunity to have them. I think I've learned the most from myself when I've made mistakes. I've ran campaigns where, it breaks up at the end because of the way that I've set stuff up. And I've been able to learn from those mistakes, saying, wow, I went into this to prove a point. And I don't need to prove a point playing a game, You play this game so that everyone has a good time. And as long, like you guys said, as long as that's happening, then you're being successful. I think a lot of times I've ran a game and said, well, this has to be this way, because I'm a very exacting person. I'm like, this says this, 1 equals 2, or 1 plus 1 equals 2. It always has to be 2. And then when I've GM'd, I've said, it has to be this because this is what it says in the book. And then people don't have a good time. And I've learned, like, wow, no one knows what's happening behind the screen. So as long as I'm putting toward a story that people enjoy, I don't have to play exactly the way that the book says it needs to be done, or the ways that the rules are written. So I've made storytelling mistakes that I've found players really didn't enjoy. I've made mechanic mistakes where I'm like, nope, it was not under damage. On turn 1, everyone died. Everyone start rolling death saves immediately. So, I've had the opportunity to learn from my own mistakes. And then, but like I've been able to watch fantastic GMs just craft stories. Sarah's cousin is a great storyteller. And so being able to sit back and say, we didn't really roll dice, but we told a great story. And then when we needed to, we rolled the dice to see if something could happen or not. It was extremely educational for me.
Going back to one of your first questions, asking us what we enjoy, that's definitely a huge part of it for me too. I absolutely love the storytelling aspect. Like, tell me a story for 3 hours and I'll just sit there and allow my imagination, the theater of the mind, just to run wild and just to listen to you. Throw in some voices and I'm hooked. And my cousin does an exceptional job of that. Jonathan does a good job of that. Steven, who will be DMing for our next campaign coming out in March of next year, he does a fantastic job with that as well. So I'll just sit and just listen and watch other players too. Like, that's part of the enjoyment for me as well.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I do want to kind of bring it back a little bit. So you have multiple podcasts, multiple shows that you produce. Do you want to talk a little bit about those?
Sure, Jonathan, you want to talk a little bit about that? Since you're a producer?
Put on the producer hat.
Yeah. I think with Legends of the Tabletop, we're trying to just explore different things. What feels right for the group, what feels right for the channel. So we started off with a campaign 1, which was an actual play table, and
we did our game of the week before that too.
Oh yeah, see, those games, all these things that I've forgotten. Yeah, we, getting our legs wet and just figuring out what stuff was. I think one of the biggest challenges for us was the production end. So I had a producer for 6 to 8 months, where we walked into a studio and everything was done for us, and all we did was sit in chairs. Everything else was taken care of. At the end of the day, we got handed a file. They said, edit this however you want. And unfortunately, that relationship ended, and we had to figure out on our own how to keep it going forward. So we built a studio.
Where Jonathan is right now.
Yeah, over the course of like 3 months, one of the other members, Brandon, built out a studio in our home and said, let's try to do this. Let's try to replicate this thing. So getting our legs wet, we did games of the week, where we just took any game, a card game. We took Uno Flip and said,
Exploding
let's
Kitten
play it.
Sent us games. Dolphin Hat sent us games.
Yeah.
A lot of companies sent us games to play, and we just played them.
Yeah.
We didn't always know the rules, but we just played them because it was a good
know.
opportunity to just test out what it was like sitting at a table playing in front of cameras with all the lights, with the mics. It was really overwhelming at first to have 4 different cameras on you and be hooked up to lav mics or have mics above our heads. So it was a nice opportunity for us to just try out playing games with each other and get a feel for sitting on the table and what it was like in the studio. And then it was just really fun to play a bunch of random games that we weren't really serious about. And then we kind of went from there into campaigns.
Yep. So we hopped into campaign 1, absolutely loved it. It was so much fun to sit with that group and to explore a world that Alex had created for us. Unfortunately, we couldn't continue with that group just because of scheduling, and we all
Classic
have real jobs that we
D&D
have to go
issues,
to.
yeah.
As you age, you're like, oh, I have a mortgage to pay. So I probably should concentrate on that as well, instead of just playing games with my friends in a basement. So we took a pause, and when we took the pause from campaign 1, I said, well, I still want to do something in this realm. So I had been working with another Jonathan that works with us. And
Lots
he said,
of Jonathans.
yeah, there's a lot of
We're up to 3 Jonathan.
Yeah, this is
for
the third
anybody
one,
that's
right?
counting.
Gaming Creations Jonathan, me, and then my other Jonathan. Yeah, so we had been working on the world that we call Novamir, and he said, well, run Novamir. I said, well, I don't want to run a campaign. So he said, just run one-shots.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could do that. I could just run like random one-shots. So we threw together.
So we have our Novamir anthology series.
Yeah, we threw together a table of, and the nice thing with the one-shots is people could come in and out. I didn't need you every single episode. If you were available, you hop on a table, you pick up your character sheet. I made it a adventuring guild, so anyone in the guild just happens to be in available that day, and we run one shot. So
shout out to Blades and Banknotes Adventuring Guild.
No, so many fun characters, because I think everyone got an opportunity to say, I want to try out playing a ranger this week. So they made a ranger, and then like, that was cool. I'm going to play a sorcerer next time. We play a sorcerer. It was so much fun to run. And so as we were doing that, Jonathan and I were still working on, well, how do we get, some consistency back on the table? So we started thinking about what campaign 2 would look like. And while we're doing that, Sarah's doing all these fantastic things behind the scenes, making connections with people. And she's like, we could do podcasting. So Sarah kind of was the brainchild behind getting a podcast together for us. And she got fantastic people to come and have a conversation with us. So we have, what is that, like 10, 12 podcast episodes, Sarah?
Yep.
Yeah.
About 12 or 15, yeah.
So we did that, and what else are we doing? Now we're looking at campaign 3, 2026. We have, really lofty goals. We want to have campaign 3 running. We want to still play some, you know what? Yeah, campaign 2. Let's go to campaign 2.
In his mind, he's been doing this for so long that it kind of feels like campaign 3, but it's really
I was just talking about what campaign 3 would be today.
Oh,
So
really? Already?
Oh,
boy.
You got to be prepared for these things. We still want to do games of the week.
Secretly, he's thinking about campaign 4, okay?
I know. It kind of makes me nervous that he's already thinking about this. Like, does that mean that we're all going to die so quickly in campaign 2 that you just wrap it up and go to campaign 3?
Maybe.
Not at all.
Never know.
Exactly. These DMs have their own little group chat, and I have no idea what's going on. It's a little terrifying. So yeah, we do have a lot going on. We have our anthology series that we did in the world of Novamir, which is what we will be doing campaign 2 in that same world. It'll just be different. There's a new DM that we're super excited about, Steven. And then we have our podcast where we interview everyone from dice makers to artists like Gary Labe, and creators of merchandise like Andy from Dodeca Donuts, and Nat One Dicery that also creates dice. We've interviewed a lot of really great people. So we're excited to continue that for 2026 as well.
No, that's awesome. That's impressive.
I know, like all those people.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you, Jacob.
It's because I'm wearing the wrong shirt. They don't know what my handle is on Instagram.
It's true. I'll find it.
It's on the Instagram post.
It is on the Instagram post.
If you look carefully.
Right now.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, and I've reposted it, and so everybody could come watch you guys tonight. So
Awesome.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys have played a multitude of different TTRPGs. Have you found one that you've liked the most?
I don't know, Jonathan. I'm looking at you. What do you like the most?
That's a great question. I think I'm most comfortable in D&D 5e. I think that's where that's
Ooh,
what
where
I
you cut your
started in.
teeth.
2014 or 2024?
2014.
Okay.
I played 2024. I've played it, but we normally do our live plays in the 2014 rule set. Yeah, I think for me that would be a great. I love, and Sarah's cousin is a huge Borg fan.
Oh yeah.
And I think the thing for me that draws me to 5e is I am married to the character that I make, and I don't ever want them to die. And so any game where there is a possibility that like you could die, I'm not a fan. I'm like, listen, I've spent 20 hours building this character. It needs to live for at least 9-10 months with like no threat of death at all. And even if they die, there's resurrection, and it's just 1,000 volts. My party better go do it. But I do like Borg. There is a Star Wars. There's a couple of Star Wars, like Edge of the Empire, that I really enjoyed playing. And then there's a Star Wars. It's called SW5E, and it's just a 5e iteration of Star Wars.
Is that the one we played?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
I love that one because I think that's my first, like, I just got into D&D, but I've loved Star Wars since I was 3 years old.
Knee high to a grasshopper.
Yeah, knee high to a grasshopper, absolutely. That's where like my fantasy started, like my love of fantasy started. I think I was, hooked on, what came out when I was a baby? Return of the Jedi. That was out, and I watched that all the time. So being able to role play in a Star Wars universe was absolutely phenomenal because I love the Force. I love everything about it. So between Star Wars role playing games and D&D are probably where my most favorite is.
Okay. Yeah, that Star Wars one was so much fun. I loved my character. Jonathan will say my character is broken. It was just freaking amazing. I played a smuggler. I was somehow they were good at everything. Like you needed me to like figure something out on a computer, done. You needed me whatever except for blasting. The joke was I had one wooden blaster because I always rolled terribly whenever I needed to use them. But that was really fun. D&D though, I mean, I have to agree with Jonathan. Writing the character, I think part of the hardest thing for me is that I go so hard into my backstories that I'm so attached to the character that I've created, and I just fall in love with them. And our first campaign that we did, my character Philomena Merriweather, it's kind of heartbreaking that we had to like put that campaign on hold. I don't know if it's indefinitely, but like I never got to finish the rest of her story. I never got her to like find what she was looking for, or get back to her family again, and that just kind of like breaks my heart a little bit. But that's also what I love so much about playing D&D is that I get to go so hard and so in depth on my backstory and just really try and think as this character while I'm playing, and I love that so much, and that's one of the great things about playing D&D.
What's a game that you guys haven't gotten to try yet that you guys want to try?
Our lives have become Legends of the Tabletop, which is amazing and wonderful for so many reasons. But I was saying to Jonathan, and my cousin actually just came over last night, and we were just saying how much we miss just sitting down and playing just a regular card game, like anything. Just a regular card game, just sitting at the table casually, no cameras, no lights, like no pressure. I miss that. I don't know, like there's something about just sitting down with friends, having a beer and playing cards at a table and laughing and making fun of each other. That's not D&D, although I love D&D. I just miss anything that's not D&D that we could do casually, not on camera.
No, that's fair.
You need like Tales of Arcadia.
Ooh, I've heard that's good.
Yeah. We had a friend from Chicago, and he tells us all the time, you have to play Shadow Dark.
Yes, can confirm. We played that.
And I'm like, I haven't had an opportunity. I would absolutely love to sit down and play Shadow Dark.
We play that. That is a very regular game that James hosts over at his house for us and a group of friends.
Nice.
It is.
That's your Saturday game, right?
It's a Sunday game, but yeah, it's like every couple weeks, once a month at the very least. It's so much fun. If you love D&D, you will love Shadow Dark because it streamlines everything. We cannot speak highly enough of Shadow Dark, honestly.
Let's do it.
We,
in our downtime before our next campaign, Jonathan.
I will say this. You do not have a lot of health. You will die. You will die.
So don't get attached to my characters.
Do not get attached to your character.
Okay.
So there's
just a little touch.
There's
Okay. Just a little bit.
there's a mechanic there. Well, not really a mechanic. There's kind of you can start a game two ways. You can start it with a level 1 character, or what they describe almost like a meat grinder kind of situation. They say, hey, look, in your first session, make 3 level 0 characters, and you're gonna run through them, and whoever survives is who's going to go to level 1, because you go in there with like 1 HP and your AC is like 11 or 10.
Your AC's a 10?
Oh yeah, you're
my
just
gosh.
Joe somebody who's like, I'm on an adventure, and the first hit is I'm dead. It's
Oh my god.
it's so much fun. Death saves are even really cool because it's not really, it's you have a number, you roll for a number of rounds, and if you get it, the only way you're going to get back up is if someone revives you or you roll a nat 20
Oh my gosh.
after that number of rounds. That's it. It's yeah, it's good. It's so good.
I feel like that might be stressful, but also like a little
Yeah.
addicting too.
And then there's the light mechanic. That's even better.
Man, I want to.
Like some Shadow Darks in our future.
Yeah.
I
Also,
think so.
because I love sci-fi, I'll be honest, I'm going to out myself. I prefer science fiction more than high fantasy.
Mhm.
We just had, a week ago? Dark Space. So it's,
Yep.
it was a Kickstarter. It's a Kickstarter that was run using essentially Shadow Dark rule set, but putting it in a sci-fi setting in
Right.
space.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's setting agnostic. You can do whatever. You can put it in Star Wars. And I'm so excited for it. I plan on running that at home.
Nice.
Anyway, enough about me. Everyone hears about me enough.
Good. I have a weird topic question for you guys,
Oh boy.
because I actually deep dived into your Instagram as well.
So who's
So
stalking who
how
now?
many deer have you guys just like side quested with?
How many deer?
Deer. How many deer have y'all side quested with?
Well, how many deer have we side quested with? I mean, we have that one white deer that we have in our feed there. I think that was the only one that we've side quested with officially on our Instagram that Mike Taylor kind of like pulled us into. But I mean, if I find a white deer, I'm 100% following him on a side quest.
It's gonna be like Narnia.
Absolutely.
We're going.
Absolutely.
Let's go.
Say less, fam. I'm following you. Where are we going?
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, I think maybe one. I don't know. That's a good question.
I've got
One of my characters in the last campaign, she was a druid, and she probably would have side quested with basically any animal she saw.
sounds like my wife.
And I mean, that's kind of like me in real life. Like, any animal. Like, oh, hi, friend. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
I do have a good one that I really like to ask our guests. It's kind of a two-parter, so this one can take a minute. Either as a player or as a DM, what has been like the highest high and the lowest low that you've experienced so far? You can take a second. It's okay. Don't take too long. We don't like that air.
But we have this great music, though. Ooh.
Just enjoy the spa, okay?
Just
Yeah.
enjoy the- So we'll do
Speaking
a
of
little
which,
yoga, a little breathing, a little breath work.
I'll bring the
Johnny,
candles later.
Do you have an answer?
I do. I didn't know if we wanted to take opposing answers, though.
I don't know what you're going to say.
Mine's the highest high, but
You
What's
can
your
do both.
highest high?
Yeah, you
okay,
can do both.
I'll start us off just so we get like the conversation
Go
going.
for it.
Yeah, come on. We got places to go, John.
Yeah, the highest high was in campaign 1. We are fighting a hag, and the hag knocks down our bard, and we have 2 clerics on the table, and he fails a death save. It's not my turn, but the hag attacks me, and I'm one of the other clerics, and I go down. And mechanically, because that's the way I'm thinking, I'm like, the other cleric's gonna pick up the bard. He's already failed the death save. And the cleric picks me up because our clerics were playing siblings. And the cleric said, in the moment, they would pick up their sibling before they picked up a different adventurer. And I thought that was absolutely phenomenal. That like you played the game as a role-playing action and not as a mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
And so that floored me because I was like, wait a minute, he might roll a nat 1 and be out. And they were just like, no. In that situation, my character would say, my sister just went down. I'm saving her. She is the most important thing to me. So that was one of the highest highs I had on the table because it was so unexpected for the way that I would mechanically play the game. I would have absolutely picked up the bard. So I was floored. I thought, this is what this game is about. It's about making choices and doing the unexpected. And the DM was also like, this is phenomenal.
No, that's good.
Highest high. I mean, that was a really beautiful moment.
We know
and
what kind
really
of sibling you are.
And he has siblings too.
I have 4
siblings
sisters.
too. He has 4
I,
sisters.
Yeah, the mechanic of I would be like, sorry.
No, that was a really unexpected and beautiful moment. I mean, that was the truest form of just role playing when you're just absolutely that character and choosing what that character would do. That was definitely a high moment. I was trying to think of a high moment for myself, for let's say Philomena that I played in our last campaign, and I think for her it was probably the moment when the one character Willow allowed her to connect with her family who she hadn't seen in a long time, and that was just such a special moment between these 2 characters that we got to role play together, and I didn't expect to have that, so it was kind of like a yes and moment. But I just thought it was really neat to like have this like little intimate moment between these 2 characters where you got to share this moment when we had so much heartbreak. The darkest moment probably was we had I don't remember what episode it was in, Jonathan, but we all had to give up one of our most precious memories.
Mm-hmm.
And we had no idea if we would ever get these memories back. So we went around the table and had to share each a special memory from our character's past. And I shared one because this character was so close to her family. She was this little halfling that came from this like farming community. And I shared, she was a druid, and my character shared the first time that she ever knew that she had the ability to turn into an animal, to wild shape. And she had been playing in the field as a little girl with rabbits, and her grandmother, who was a druid, was with her. And she was playing with these bunnies and focusing so hard and intently on these rabbits. And then she soon found herself bouncing around with these rabbits in the field and realized she had turned into a rabbit herself. And that's why her grandmother eventually gave her this nickname of Bunny. And I had to give up this memory, this first memory of this character when she finally realized that she could wild shape. And it was pretty emotional sitting on the table and listening to everyone's memories that they gave up. And we eventually got them back, but we didn't know if we were, and they were just gone for several sessions.
Oh wow, it's intense.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think my lowest low is going to be like a real life low, which was earlier on when we were in our previous studio. It was one of my childhood friends that we had grown up with, and he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And so the last time that we were in that studio, he was in the hospital, and we all came together as a group and, spent that episode, thinking of how much we loved him and how much he meant to us, and that he had given us this opportunity to be able to create. And so, when we left that studio for the last time, I mean, it was heartbreaking. Such a wonderful way to make memories. And I can remember the reason why we got into this is I had said to Sarah's cousin, like, we do these things in life, and sometimes we want to memorialize them. How awesome would it be if we could record our friendship together? And that's what really this thing has allowed us to do as a group of friends, is to say, we are able to take a snapshot of the beautiful times we're having together with each other. And so I had this memory of the last time that I was in my friend's studio, the last time I was able to, his younger brother's on my table still. And, those are the things that really pull at your heartstrings. Is this game allows us to really connect with people. And it's beautiful. And I mean, it was sad because it was,
it was bittersweet.
He unfortunately passed away, but he gave us something so beautiful, and we, none of us will ever forget him. We named our studio after him, so he will be in our heart.
That's really touching. I don't know where to go from there.
I'm sorry.
you definitely one up my lowest moment, Jonathan. Like, I was talking about a character, and you just, whew.
Man. Okay.
Got real.
Whew. Okay, I'm gonna shift gears a little bit. I'm gonna try and brighten this up just a little bit. No disrespect.
No,
none at all.
Problem.
So, between the two of you, what has been a fun homebrew mechanic that you have been able to kind of incorporate into each of your games? Man, God, I'm thinking now. I got him really thinking.
Yeah.
I know. Mechanic. Do I not realize some things that you're doing are homebrew?
I mean, sometimes.
As a DM?
Could be.
No, I'm trying to think of.
How about I get you started? So, one of the things at my table is, when you build your character, I always give everybody 1 feat.
There are some homebrew things that we're doing in campaign 2, but we don't want spoilers yet.
But we can say that one. Yeah, our current DM has allowed us at level 1 to take a feat or an uncommon item. And so we went through the list of uncommon items, and some of the things on uncommon items is amazing. To be able to start your game off with. There is something surprising for session
no spoilers,
1,
Jonathan.
And it's
All the
actually
spoilers
for the players when they walk in the room that day. So I'll leave that one alone because it'll be Steven's surprise for them. One of the things that
I hope Steven's watching right now and is like, don't say
all the spoilers.
Stop talking, Jonathan.
I want the spoilers.
Texting you furiously. Yeah, shut up.
He's on Discord. Shut up.
No, this is how you get viewers in. This is how you get people to listen.
I think one of my homebrews are, I will give advantage to roles if I think that they have done an excellent job in the role-playing aspect. Man, you really convinced me as the DM, and your character said something amazing, your character thought something amazing, and I'm just going to give you the advantage because I want you to succeed in that moment, but I still want to have a chance for failure.
I do like that one. That's happened a few times. And when you're in the moment, you're like, ooh, that was just so pure, so authentic. Like you can't, like you have to let it happen. And
And then your
Jonathan
player
does,
rolls
yeah.
a 2 and a 4, and you're like, "Come
Right,
on, man!
exactly.
I give you
Now
every
what?
chance ever."
Yeah, the dice are like, no, but no, that is. I think you're right, Jonathan. Now that I think about it, that is a good one. I like that one a lot because sometimes you're just like, sometimes these dice are just like, "F you, man!" Like, no, not today. But the role playing is just spot on, and it's so genuine, and it happens organically, and it's just perfect. Sometimes I feel like you have to let it go.
Mhm.
So no spoilers for campaign 2 on what items you guys picked. But what's your second favorite uncommon item that you've found that you're like, if I could take 2, I'd take that one as well?
Oh man, do you have your list? Are you
I
pulling
do.
out the
I have the
cards right now?
cards with me. Yeah, we were creating characters on Sunday. So there's this one called the Parapet of Wound Closure.
Oh,
While
yeah,
you wear
I
this
almost took that
pendant,
one.
you stabilize whenever you are dying at the start of your turn. In addition, whenever you roll a hit die to regain hit points, double the number of the hit points it restores. Like, that's broken.
That was the
Like,
one
if
I
I'm
almost
wearing
took.
this, I'm not dying because the DM would have to spend their entire turn just attacking the person that's down to kill them.
I mean, there's Bag of Holding.
Oh yeah, I love a Bag of Holding.
I mean, who doesn't like a Bag of Holding? And one of the players on our current table said in a previous campaign, I think she said they were able to, an NPC who probably was supposed to be with them throughout the duration of the campaign, they shrunk this NPC down and threw her in the Bag of Holding. And she stayed in there for quite a while. And every time they wanted to go in there, they'd have to roll because she tried to like bite and scratch at their hands. I think that's hilarious.
That's great.
Bag of Holding for the win.
I did a one shot, and I actually took, I think it's called Talking Doll, and you can give it like 6 phrases with 6 sentences for it, and what the triggers are. And so like my character would have it on their back, and if anybody walked in like 10 feet, it'd be like, "Hey, are you sneaking up on me?" And they could take it off and like put it in front of a doorway. And so if it was in front of a doorway and you said, "Ring the doorbell," it would go, "Knock, knock, who's there?" Like I gave it all these horror movies,
like a creepy little
phrases.
Doll.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I like that.
And we had a gnome player, and I made the doll look like the gnome player, so like she could run off in places.
Oh,
it's crazy.
That is
That's
so
awesome.
creepy too.
Man.
I'm rethinking this now, Jonathan.
Well, it's not my campaign.
Don't let me
so do
sway
whatever
you.
want.
You built your character.
Well, I mean, if it dies, I mean, now maybe I'll
like,
do another one.
You're like, this is kind of like Shadow Dark. I'm building 2 characters.
Yeah.
3. You
Just
build
in
3
case.
characters. Just
Three.
in case.
I have to build 3. Don't let Steven hear this; he'll kill us off.
It happened on my first game, and I was
Really?
level 1.
Died?
No.
Within 5 minutes, James killed me.
Oh.
It was great.
No. Like what's the average for your character like lifespan in this Shadow Dark?
It kind of depends on how you play it. The first time we played it, it was literally the first time any of us had played or James had even GM'd it, so he had no idea exactly how one-sided it could get. And I happened to be a priest, which is essentially a cleric. First round, and we were in the dark in a cemetery, and we had to light a torch because you can't see shit without a torch in the dark. And the person ahead of me in the initiative failed to light the torch. I then failed to light the torch. Then the person after us, I think they lit the torch after that, and we found out we were surrounded by a bunch of undead. Who then decided to attack me, and I was bitten and downed immediately. So my turn undead that I was waiting to use went to no use.
Right, you're already down.
It was great.
God.
It was so much fun.
Hey, but this is giving me like a really good Christmas present. We could go in together to get James. Like, Shadow Dark, how many days until a death has happened? And just pull the
Oh
numbers
my
down.
god, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Like, you know, in
0 days.
Monsters Inc., like every time it's
Yep.
like, nope, we're back to 0.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
Yes,
Back to
yes.
0.
0
Day-
days since an incident.
Days since player died.
I like that. I think that's
How
an,
high have
I
you
think-
gotten? 2. We've only got 2 days.
I like that. That's a good idea.
When was the last?
Maybe Jonathan could do something in wood for you like that.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you go. No, but it's so much fun. It's enjoyable. Death is just an accepted thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we are actually getting really close to happy hour. So I want to put it out to all of our viewers out there. If you have questions for our guests here, you know, Sarah and Jonathan from Legends of the Tabletop, go ahead and put them in chat. I know there's already a couple in there that I'm going to cycle back to. But if you put them in the chat, we will be sure to get them answered either by them or by Jacob or myself. Maybe we'll all answer the same question depending on what it is.
So, I'll start us off though. Sarah, do you know who I am?
Do I know who you are?
Ow.
What my handle is?
No.
From
No. No. Do I?
So my handle on Instagram is Bard's Tavern.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes.
Light bulb.
Right?
Okay. Oh, right. Well, now I feel like an idiot, but yes. Okay. Bard's Tavern, man.
You guys were like waiting for like something much more dramatic, and I was like,
No.
this can't get more dramatic, guys.
Yeah.
I was.
It's just
I
Jacob.
was. There's so
What do
many
you mean?
people that
Like
I haven't.
we're second cousins? Like what?
Papa? Are you my father?
What?
Oh, that'd be awkward.
That one.
Is this like a Maury Povich thing? Like Jerry Springer comes out? We're actually related? The test
No,
results
this is Chuck.
say
Chuck comes out. Chuck's gonna be Jerry Springer.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
you are Sarah's
Jacob,
father.
you are the father.
No, Jacob, you are the
You
milkman.
look good for your age, I have to say.
The what?
You're the
You
milkman.
look good for your age.
I'm the milkman.
Always a milkman.
Oh.
Milk's good for skincare, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, it's doing wonders for you. You look phenomenal. Because I'm old, so you should be quite old yourself, and you look good for your age. So bravo, pops. Thanks.
Man, I don't even want to dive into that.
Papa Bard's Tavern. You got to change the handle. Papa
Oh,
Bard's Tavern.
I feel like people are going to be in my comment section and start throwing that out there. Papa
Yeah,
Bard's Tavern.
please do.
I have a question.
I'm gonna start calling you Papa now.
Yeah.
Papa Bard.
Papa Bard's Tavern.
Yep. Thanks, Sarah. Appreciate that.
Anytime. That's what we're here for.
Am I supposed to do like? Does Jimmy John's have not Jimmy John's? Does Papa John's have like a slogan thing, like a
Papa
bada ba
John's.
ba ba or
It's better
something?
ingredients.
Better
Better
ingredients.
pizza. Papa
Papa
There you go.
John's.
Yeah.
There you go.
I ate a lot of trash.
Better
pizza when I was
dice.
a
Better table gaming. Papa Bard.
kid. Papa Bard's Tavern.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like
The
it.
Misfits do not endorse that.
Please don't. Please don't.
But Maury Povich does, so it's fine.
Oh.
Oh goodness. Okay, so that out of the way, we're gonna officially go ahead and enter a happy hour. So our wonderful friend, our fellow misfit, Dungeon Samster, has given us 2 questions. One is for Sarah, and one is for Jonathan. Sarah, with a Wild West inspired story in mind, are you bringing any new mechanics to the game that will help enhance the Western vibes?
Ooh, any new mechanics? I don't know. That's a really good question.
She is now.
And yeah, I mean, I have to now. I don't know about mechanics, but I think one thing that we did last time that was really awesome, and I may, if with permission from Flintlock and Fog, I really liked that each one of us got to choose a weapon and then customize it and name it after something, and then it actually became part of what will be the book that David is using for Flintlock and Fog. So for mine, I had a little pistol that had some really pretty bone and filigree in silver on it, and I named it Layla after one of our cats. And I thought that was a really unique thing, and I think that would be a great idea just going forward in any campaign for a DM to allow a player to do something that personalized just for them. So I don't know. I mean, that's not technically a mechanic, but I'll have to think about that. But I think that's just a random, really cool thing to do for your game when you're playing.
Yeah. Okay. And Jonathan, your turn now, buddy. So you started, this is again from Dungeons Hamster. You started campaign prep by designing a whole continent. What is it about world building that you love so much, and do you feel more connected to stories in which you've had a hand in lore crafting for?
It's a great question. And this is the thing, like, if you love world building, build an entire world. If that's not like what you love doing, then build what's necessary to run your game. I find that being able to say, hey, we should have this specific building for, a guild. And I want a very specific guild that is a very specific thing. And so like blades and banknotes, we created blades and banknotes, and then we said, and I want to create 17 other things that are other guilds. And so that's what we did, is we populated the entire city. And I love that. I love that creation. One of the things that we've done with campaign 2 is I actually gave my DM a city that I haven't built out, and I am allowing him to build it out because I wanted him to have some creative freedoms as well. So we built out the city for the one shots called Glasgow. And what I was able to do is say, I have 1,000 characters in my mind. The way that I work through being a DM is I say, I have a very specific person. Let's pick Qui-Gon Jinn because I love him. But like, let's make him a shopkeeper. And so I build a shop around Qui-Gon Jinn. And then I say, I love Harry Potter. Let's not make him a wizard. Let's make him like a dockhand, and then I build that around him. So there's all these like layered things that for me, I have a sheet of paper and it says, Harry Potter. And then I have a name that I'll give him in game. But when my players go to that space, I'm like, hey, I can think of Harry Potter. I know what kind of attitude he has. I know what kind of person he is. And that's how I'm going to play out this character. So, I mean, I've pulled from like my favorite television. So like 30 Rock, I have like every main character from 30 Rock in my
The League.
Yeah, there's a TV show, The League, that absolutely is phenomenal. We pulled Rafi, who is the craziest person on earth, and plopped him in the city and said, if you run into him, you run into him. And that way, for me, I think one of the hardest things for me as a DM is to, on the spot, just make up a character. But if I have a city that's populated with 10,000 people, I can say, okay, you went to this place, and I have 15 different characters that you could possibly run into, and I know exactly their characteristics because I have it referenced to something else in real life.
So I'm looking forward to going into a shop and seeing Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah, I haven't met him yet, but you could.
He's going to ask if you're taken.
And I say, like, Qui-Gons be Qui-Gons.
That's it. That's it. Okay. No, that's really interesting. So you're one of the... Because when it comes to world building, you find that GMs kind of fall into one of two categories. They either go start big, go small, or start small, go big. Seems like you really like to go big, start, and then go small.
Love to go big and go small.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think a lot of people go the opposite way, and it's more convenient that way.
It depends on. It just depends on who they are.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that works for you, and it works.
If you have the time, if you have a lot of free time on your hand, go big.
That's very true. Let's see. I think James actually put another question in the chat because he decided to pop in for whatever reason. Your favorite natural one?
on a death save. I think that's my favorite natural one.
There you
because
go.
it raises the stakes so quickly.
No, that's the worst.
That's my favorite.
I mean, natural ones are like, I'm going to wild shape into a gorilla and I have a plan and everyone's looking to me and then it's a nat one and no, it doesn't happen. Swing and a miss.
I think on your first death save, if you roll that natural one, it really is amazing. And I've done that on my first death save, is rolled the natural one and been like, well, we are in trouble because you guys have 6 seconds to figure this out, because if I fail the second one, this is it.
Yeah. No, you're right. Jacob, do you have a favorite natural one?
Honestly, I think I'd have to go with Jonathan.
That's the scariest.
I had a character that the same thing happened, and then my DM actually wants you to message them so they don't know. The rest of the party doesn't know. And they messaged me and said, when I rolled that last one after, I rolled like a 7. They said, this ends your character. And I just messaged back, I know, but this is me not lying to you and being true to the dice. And then that's kind of, I know we asked the question earlier, like, what's your highest high? But for me, I think being a DM has taken me out of the space. Like, I make a character, they die, I have to move on. That's just kind of the mentality as a DM that you have to have. But being a player and still having that mentality, the real reward is when the rest of the party goes, oh my God, like, this can't happen. We have to get a quest to go find a well that will bring them back to life. We have to do this. We have to do that. And that's really, I think, like the highest high for me is knowing how much everybody else valued my character, because I can't view them the same way. So
I'm not answering the question.
You're like,
I'm exempt.
Nope. I'm exempt.
He's asking the questions, not answering the questions.
Honestly, I roll so many ones. I don't know. That's just it. And James can attest to that. I roll so poorly. I don't know if I have a favorite one. There was a moment I actually wanted to fail, just kind of adjacent to this. I rolled. There was a wisdom check that we had to do. My wisdom, this was in a Shadow Dark game at home. My wisdom was a 0, and I wanted to fail it. I wanted to, because it was going to be. It was everyone had done it, or a couple of people had done it beforehand. They failed it, and they had to do they had to show a memory. They had to revisit a memory.
Oh yeah.
You've probably heard this story, Jacob. And
I've heard part of it.
Yeah. So everyone was failing and having to relive either a good or a bad memory and getting something out of it. It was a great time, great character moments for the players at the table. I wanted to fail. I really wanted to fail. I fucking passed. I was so pissed.
The one time
I want to fail, I passed, but I got 600 gold out of it. And I'm like...
That's the... You roll it, and you're like, looking at the dice, and you're like, no, I rolled a 2.
They would have believed it. They would have.
You sure? I see a 20 on the dice. Knocks it over. You didn't see anything.
No, I think it was like an 18 or something like that. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Speaking of homebrew rules, I allow sometimes my players to fail saving throws if they want to.
Yeah, and that's something I probably should have, but the dice decided to tell a different story, and I personally like having the dice tell my stories, because it likes to fuck me over half the time. Now, Sam had a question directed at me, and if you don't mind me going in for that,
please do.
Yeah.
So he asked me, now that I have season 1 in the books regarding my Power Ranger game, what's one piece of advice that I would tell myself from the time before Guardians of the Grid started? It's going to be a little crass. Nut up, shut up, and do it. That was honestly just getting it done. Take that first step. Do it. Once you get that first step out of the way, the rest of them come with so much ease. And I think I mentioned that early on in this conversation.
Yep.
Once you step foot, the next one after that is great. So Sarah, remember that. Just one step at a time.
Nut up, Sarah. Just nut up and do it.
Do it.
Got it. I'll write that on a little Post-it note and put it behind my screen.
Do it.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Very true. Very, very true. Oh, man, Sam is just full of questions. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think that's, the nut up, shut up, and do it is kind of the motto that we've had at Legends of the Tabletop, right, Jonathan? Because, like Jonathan said, we lost our producer and our friend, and we had no idea how to set up lighting and sound and get our computer built to be able to handle what we were doing. And Jonathan, producing, had no idea how to use DaVinci Resolve, and it was just like, we did nut up, shut up, and do it. And we just called in our friends and everyone and got advice and tips from people and figured it out. And we did it. And that's kind of the thing that we've continued to do so far, is just say yes and figure it out, yes. And we just do it.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. We're kind of in the same boat. We've got a lot of fingers and a lot of different cookie jars, and we're just like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Where are we going to go?
Yep.
We just need to figure out what it is we're going to look at first and then go for it. Sam's got another question, this time for everybody. I got to do this. I got to scroll back up for a second. Let's see. So in storyteller games like Vampire the Masquerade, players will sometimes choose to fail a check for the sake of a character moment. Do you have a memorable instance of this for yourself? I will do. I have one in mind. And it kind of gives a little bit of away from what happened in episode 3 or 4 of Guardians of the Grid. Our Black Ranger had to go through his own trial, and I had a conversation with him well in advance, like, hey, I'm going to have you do this trial. Can you, at least on the first one, on the first check, just fail? Because there's story elements that I wanted to incorporate, and it was like, trust me, just fail this first one. And he agreed to it. For his all intents and purposes, he could have said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to let the dice play the game. And I would have said, okay, that's fine. That's fair. But he decided that he wanted to do that. And he did. And it was a great moment. It led to some great roleplay moments for him and character development for him that I don't think he expected to have going into it. So I think it does lend itself. And there's sometimes has to have the players can have that in the moment. That's fine. But there also has to sometimes be that moment of like, hey, a little aside conversation. Do you want to fail this or not?
I don't think I've ever done that on purpose, but I absolutely love that. Like, just for the purpose of the storytelling and the role playing, like, because there might be some really special moment. I mean, we had in our campaign, one of our characters chose to have his hand cut off. And I don't think that was him, just failing something for that moment. I think that actually was a choice that he made, but it kind of was a fail. I mean, all of us thought it was absurd that he was allowing his hand to be chopped off for something that we needed in like the storyline. But it was such a profound moment in that session and in the campaign. So I'm all for those moments if it's discussed between the player and the DM.
Yeah. And I think those should be reserved very few and far between.
Yeah.
Those kind of situations. Now, if a player wants to do it of their own volition during gameplay,
sure, by
all means. But having that kind of conversation with the GM beforehand, I think those should be onesie twosies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John? We had in a recent episode, I think it's Blood in the Ledger Part 4. Yeah, Part 4. I was GMing, and I had murdered or killed an NPC, and the party was trying to bring that person back to life for roleplay purposes. And so instead of just having the resurrection work the normal mechanics, I actually had them present themselves to one of the gods of the world, and the god was like, well, why should we bring this person back? And so they had explained, and made their case. And then I had them interact with one of the god's guardians in that realm. And the purpose of that interaction was to remind them how mortal they were. And so there was no way they could win the fight. Like, there was zero chance they were going to win. And so what I had the mechanic built in was that there is a saving throw. And if they failed it, and if they willingly failed it, they were sent back to the material realm. And so I think Sarah's character was like, no, I'm a fighter. This is what she's a rogue. And she's like, I'm just going to shoot arrows at this thing and try to put it down. And what was it? Was he a warlock? I don't know what Stephen was, but it touched him.
Fractorum.
Yeah. And he willingly failed the save because he was curious as to what was going to happen to his character. And I had the interaction play out, and then I allowed him to just disappear from the fight. And
he's a ranger.
Ranger, thank you. Everyone else didn't, like, their characters weren't supposed to know what happened to him. For what all intents and purposes, he could have just died.
Mm-hmm.
But it was such a great interaction to allow the failure, and he was very open to it. And I love that people will explore, like, what does it mean to fail? What will that do to my character? So that was fun. And then they all realized they needed to fail the save, because no matter how much damage they were doing, nothing was happening to it.
Well, I mean, even though we're playing in a fantasy world, failure in real life happens all the time. And some really beautiful moments, even in real life, can come out of failure, and we can learn the most sometimes out of failure. So I think that's a cool little, like, duality that we have between the fantasy world and real life, when a DM allows and a player allows that to actually happen in the game.
Yeah.
What about you, Jay?
See, and I felt like I had that the last time when I played the little side story for Night of the Worm with Sam. And I got the option of my character can die to save another, or they can go on living, but at the cost of the other character. And without going into it, you probably can read between the lines.
Yeah.
But that was one of those moments too, like you were talking about when you played the siblings, Jonathan, that it was I invest in this character to play them to their truest self and say, this is what my character would pick. So.
Yep, you have to be true to that character.
Yeah. And which makes, like, amazing storytelling moments, and just, like, amazing connection between you and the other person.
Yeah. Well, and I'm hoping, because Sam and I have kind of talked about it off of way, that a side story can be brought up that I think has an actually pretty cool idea for World of Darkness. But we got to flesh it out a little more.
I love
so
side
sometimes,
stories.
like we all said, mistakes can have other things come out that seem very beneficial.
Absolutely.
Let's see. So we got a couple minutes. I don't see any more questions in there. This would be a good time to actually, if you've got your D20, whoever wants to roll the D20 the first time.
I'll roll it.
Okay.
I haven't rolled these dice yet.
Perfect.
Fresh out of the box.
Perfect. I think we got time for, like, another question or two. Is it a 1?
That one?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The 3.
Yeah, and it's going in dice jail, so goodbye.
No.
No.
It's not a 1.
No,
It's
done.
fine. It's a good dice.
No, 3. I don't accept 3s. I don't accept 3s.
This isn't for bad stuff.
Oh, okay. Sure.
This is just for questions.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, we'll get to this one, and then we'll get to James's question that he just dropped in the chat, of course. And they almost kind of go hand in hand, I guess, maybe. Are there aspects of other TTRPGs that you've taken from one game system and used in another?
I will say that early on when we were thinking about building out our homebrew world, my other creator wanted to add guns, and I said absolutely not. There are no guns in in my world. And he's like, why? It's a great mechanic. And I was like, just I don't know. And I say no to him a lot, so I apologize publicly right now because he has fantastic ideas and I shoot them down immediately.
In case he's watching.
Yeah, in case he's watching, John, you're fantastic, but I say no way too often. Yeah, so like guns and ammunition, I say no to a lot. But we've thought of different ways of making our world not cookie cutter D&D. So one of the things that we've heavily discussed is the bigger spells, and like the resurrection. I think resurrection is a great spell, and I hold it dear to my heart because of I never want to lose my character. But if you have 1,000 gold and you've died in less than 100 years, you're coming back. And we've kind of said, let's revisit that idea, so that one of the gods that we've created, you have to present yourself to them. So and I don't know if it's from a specific game, but what the idea is it's up to the DM now. You know, the DM, you will plead your case on why this character should come back, and if they don't, then the idea of that spirit of the person being able to be transformed into a new body and maybe played through a different lens and a different set of eyes is a possibility in our world. So
like a Jadzia Dax kind of.
Yeah, it's like a Jadzia Dax.
Star Trek
Let's
reference.
take it to Star Trek.
I'm always
coming back as Ezri.
I'm always giddy for a Star Trek reference.
Oh man.
Especially DS9.
I love DS9.
Good choice.
Yeah, it was my favorite of all. And then like Next Generation is fantastic, but I just have a love for DS9. Borg and Garrick are my two favorite characters of all time.
Yeah.
We've always if there could be a spin-off of just a show with Quark and Garrick, I would watch every single episode. Every episode. Give me all of the Quark and Garrick. I'm in.
No Odo?
Odo's great, but like they're just the two shadiest people that Star Trek has ever made that still have redeeming qualities.
I still love the fandom ship of Garrick and Dr. Bashir.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that is.
You know what's fun? So Jonathan was DMing a session of Novamir fairly recently.
Yeah.
And I had no idea that he was going to ask my character Genevieve to have this one-on-one conversation. And he's asking me these questions, asking Genevieve these questions about this person that she knew from her life, and he says the name Julian. I could only think of, and I said, Julian Bashir? And I didn't know, but you had actually written down Julian Bashir on your sheet behind your DM screen,
his
right?
name
notes?
In game is Julian Odo, like one word, Julian Odo. And she's like, Julian? And I was like, because I made the character a shapeshifter.
Oh, so fitting. Yeah. So fitting.
Yeah. And she's like, Julian? And I was like, oh man, this is divorced.
Julian Bashir Odo.
Julian Bashir Odo.
Middle name right there.
Exactly.
I love it.
Julian B. Odo. Little known fact. It's in the wiki page. Yeah.
Jewel Odo.
It's like Salacious B. Crumb. It's same thing.
That's it. Awesome. I think this will be our last question. This is from James. It's kind of almost similar to what we just asked, but not quite. I don't know if we really touched on it earlier. What is a game system that you haven't played that you want to?
Oh yeah,
that we
this is
haven't
one of
played
those.
that,
Yeah.
that we want to?
I don't know if we
Yeah.
talked on that one, did we?
I don't think so. We talked about like other like tabletop.
We talked
games
that
and
you've
things,
played,
yeah.
but what haven't you played
Yeah.
yet?
What haven't I played in a gaming system?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
like the
don't know.
system.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't played any of the Borg systems, and everyone seems to rave about them, and I want to try that out.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many
don't
systems.
know.
I'll just tell you that.
That's fair. I mean, there's that.
I
There's the
mean,
Call of Cthulhu that I want to try.
Paragon, KOB.
Yeah.
I just got
Oh,
like
Cthulhu, yeah.
I've got 5 games delivered to me from Monty Cook Games that I want to try out now. So there's that.
One shots.
Yeah, because
I will say this: I played it only once, and so it
Mhm.
wasn't enough. But Daggerheart is a very interesting system that it's because it's so popular right now. But I've only had the chance to like
It
peruse
was
it
good.
once, and I think the idea of like even more collective storytelling, where the DM takes less control
Yeah.
and puts more control in the hands of the other players,
Mhm.
it was very interesting to play.
I liked it's heavy in storytelling, so you have to have, I think, people at your table that are very skilled in role playing. That definitely helps. But that game is enjoyable just because there's so much storytelling and like role playing amongst the characters. It's really fun.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and James put it in the chat. Our Shadow Dark game is very much like that. So James, we started out with just like a random roll, like for what we're going to be doing. And I tell you this knowing full well that our first adventure started with me having a seagull vomit on my head, and that's how we got our first quest. That was rolled.
Nice.
That was rolled for, mind you, from the random table within the book. That's how we started our game. Sitting on the dock,
Oh my God.
and a seagull vomits on my head. Anyway, but from there, he's been very reliant upon us and our table, our group of players to flesh out the world. We've designed who the big bads are. We've designed where we started out, who we lived with, what the house was, what the town is. He's asked us all these things that we just add to. And we've been building this world ever so slowly, session by session. And I'm sure it takes a load off of him, but it gets us as players so much more invested in the actual game because this is our story. Like, we're building this story together, and it's so much more fun that way.
I love that.
Did I say it right for you, James? I know you're listening.
Did he say it right?
Sound off in the comments, James.
Did I do a good job,
Yeah.
boss? He hates when I call him that.
Your jobs are on the line tonight.
Well, apparently. That's all right. I'm HR. It's fine.
Report to yourself.
Exactly. Okay. So, unless there's anything else that comes in the chat, I think this is going to be our last. This is it for the night. I think this has been a wonderful conversation that we've had with our guests, Sarah and Jonathan. If you would please, before we go ahead and do our usual sign-offs and like, hey, this is what's happening for the rest of the period, tell everyone again where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
Well, they can find my father at Papa Bard's Tavern on all social media handles. Thank you. But for me, for Sarah and all of us at Legends of the Tabletop, you can find us at Legends of the Tabletop. We are on Instagram. We're on YouTube, our channel. We try and put out, although we're in a little bit of a break right now before we start our new campaign, but every Monday at 8 p.m. on our YouTube channel, we have either an episode of our podcast, The Parking Lot, or one of the episodes from our November anthology that premiere at 8 p.m. on YouTube on Mondays. And that will be the same for our new campaign when it comes out in March of next year. It'll be out on Mondays at 8 p.m. so Eastern time. So take time to like, subscribe, and leave something in the comments. Let us know if you like it, if you hate it, if you have any questions for us. And what else? Is that it? I mean, well, we hope to be at some cons next year. I mean, I don't know when this will come out, but hopefully we'll be at GaryCon.
This is live.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's live. That's right. I'm so used to doing our podcast.
We're happening now.
I don't
It's
know.
coming out right now at this moment.
It's
This
10:30.
second.
It's
It's
coming out
10:30. My brain shut
now.
down an hour ago. So for me, I'm offline.
Oh. We're
Plus
online.
I got flustered because I met my father tonight, which is really wild. So there's a lot of crazy stuff that's happening here live. But anyhow, so at Legends of the Tabletop, on Instagram and more importantly YouTube.
Nice. Jonathan, do you have anything to add that your social media expert did not?
No, I mean, she does
The worst
that
job
job
ever
so
I just did, but thank you.
No, it's better than any job I would do. I'd be like, I don't know, what's our ad?
What is an
But
ad?
No, yeah, that was perfect.
What's the
Yeah.
website?
Yeah, right.
What?
Exactly.
Oh no, that's great. It's been amazing having you
Thank
all.
you so much for having us.
So
Thank you,
before we
guys.
sign off for the night, a couple of announcements.
Thank you.
This is the last Tavern Talks for the year. We're going to be taking a couple weeks off, so you get to be the last ones of the bookend here. So we're going to be taking a couple weeks off. I don't know exactly what day we're going to be back. I think it's going to be like that first full week after January. I got to look at the calendar again.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Tomorrow I will be back here for my show, Beaker's Garage. I'll be probably painting a miniature. I don't know which one just yet. I haven't figured it out. I've got like 7 more to paint.
The tall geese. Calling it out. Tall geese.
That was a pain in the ass to put together. I'm not taking it apart just yet. It might be another Leo. Leo was good. And then this weekend, this weekend's kind of busy. Saturday at 7 p.m. Yep, 7 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. We'll be back here on Twitch. It is going to be all the Misfits. So it's going to be me, it's going to be James, it's going to be Alex and Sam and Jacob and Michelle. We're all going to be here just kind of doing a recap of the year, what's coming up next year, all the stuff because we got a lot coming down the pipeline as well. And hopefully we'll have some previous guests on the show of Tavern Talks, friends of the show, pop in and out as the night goes on. That'll be nice. And then let's see.
Friday night we have.
There's nothing Friday night officially.
There's nothing. Yeah.
Sunday is the finale.
Or is there?
No, Sunday is the finale broadcast for Night of the Worm. That season finale is happening. So if you've been enjoying the World of Darkness, the game that Sam has been leading, go check that out on Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern as well. And that's the season finale. And I think after that, the Misfits are done for the year. So I want everyone to stick around. We're going to raid another channel, but I want to thank our lovely guests once again for being here. It's been great. It was great to have you here. And everyone, grab your drinks, raise them high. See?
Jonathan doesn't have one.
I don't want to. You guys will laugh at me.
Theater.
It's all right.
My water bottle, okay?
I got a.
Oh, that's not. What is that,
I love
It's the
Jonathan?
only cup I have.
No.
Pencils. Okay. All right. Cheers to some pens and pencils.
Just go over here.
Yeah. No, let's watch him drink it.
Pretend.
There we go. Love it. All right. With that, like I said, we're going to raid. I'm going to put up a raid real quick. Don't go away. I'm going to put on the stream ending, but that doesn't mean we're actually gone just yet. Good night, everybody. The tavern is closing.